Alright guys, 2008 Nissan Maxima, how to do the rear brake pads and rotors. In the back, this little sliding pin is not going to come out, it's going to hit that. And you do not want to take out this control arm. So what we're going to do is, we're going to take out this 14 up here. We're going to remove that and the caliper should fall out. If you're doing only brake pads, you should be able to put the brake pads in there and close it back up. But since we're doing the rotor, we have to take out 2 more bolts in the back, which are very tough to get to. Not tough to get to, but tough to get out. So let me remove the number 14 on the top. So you take your number 14 wrench, ratchet, whatever you're using. You're gonna loosen that. If it doesn't come out, it's jammed up, that means a new caliper. These Nissans are known to have jammed up calipers. Alright, so I got that loose. I'm gonna pull this out. I'm gonna hit it with the ply bar because it seems like it's jammed. Not jammed, it doesn't want to come out. There you go. Just tap it a little bit and it should come out. Now I should be able to get my caliper out, and if you like, you can just take it and you can compress it a little bit. There you go. If you're doing just brakes, you should be at this point able to get the brakes out, like this one. This one's out, and you should be able to replace the brake pads just like that. I got both of them out. And what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna remove the number 19s right in the back. Yeah. So there's 2 number 19s in the back. I'm gonna remove those. Those are very tough. Let me go grab my tools and I'll be right back. Alright, so in the back, if you have number 19, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use these 2 wrenches to give me a better leverage. And I'm gonna loosen those number 19s out. Just like that. And then I'm gonna do the same thing for the top one here. I'm gonna use number 19 with the wrench on the top. That will give me a better leverage. It's not easy. This one's not easy. Let me move the camera a little bit over and I'll bring it up. Alright, I'll leave the camera there. And I'm gonna try one more time, because the first time I didn't have a good angle. This is a mission. It's a fucking mission. Alright, so we're back and I wasn't able to get that back bolt. Let me see if you can see it. It's the back bolt down here, right here. This is the one. Cannot get it, but I'm gonna fish it from the back with the impact gun. I'm gonna take this gun with the long extension. Oh, it's super tight. Alright. I'm gonna get a smaller extension. Alright, so I'm gonna put the gun on with direct socket on it, because extension gives too much, it loses too much power. There you go, it's out. So I got that out. Now I'm gonna work on the bottom one. The bottom one is loose. So all I gotta do is continue with the small turns. I made a mistake taking out this all the way. What this does is it holds it for you. Let me see if I can catch one or two threads just like that. Alright, I got that in. Alright, I'm gonna take that out and then I'll come back and we'll take off the water. Alright, so little by little, I got the bottom bolt out. It has a washer on it. Make sure you put that in the bottom. On the top, it has a little bracket like that one. Make sure that goes back in just the way you take out. So this is like the washer for it. So I'm gonna leave that out there, put the bolt away. This bracket and the caliper is gonna come down together, all right? So this one is pretty good. It's loose, it's not, so what I'll do is I'll put some grease in there ahead of time and we'll put that back together. Now I'm gonna hit the hammer on that rotor. Just want to show you one thing. This little plastic piece you want to take off, and we're gonna put this on the new rotor. Nissan, all the Nissans are super rusted. Look at the condition of this one. So you always want to try to get all that rust out, because if you don't, it's gonna bother you. Once you have the brakes on, it's gonna probably make some kind of weird noise, and you might have to redo the job again. So I got all that out, and that looks pretty good for me to put everything back together. So next, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my camera back here first. I'm gonna get the new rotor. I'm gonna put the rotor on. So we have the new rotor. This little plastic piece, as I said, you're gonna put this back where it belongs. All you do is you stick it in there, and after that, you want to put the rotor on. You want to twist it a little bit, feel it, see how it is. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna compress the caliper. So what I'll do is I'll take my tool, I'll compress the caliper. Alright, so I'll put some grease on my caliper bracket where the brake pads is gonna sit. I did put some grease on this pin because this pin is going in now and it's not coming out. And then we're not gonna put the brake pads in yet. Remember, the bolt without the washer goes on the top because this bracket is like a part of it as a washer. Alright, so I'm gonna catch this by hand. The one with the washer goes in the bottom. I'm gonna get that in by hand, and I'm gonna tighten it. I'll use the impact gun on the top, and I'm gonna come right back. Let me tighten these bolts because they're very difficult. All you do is take your wrench and turn. Alright, so now I got all the bolts tight. The both back bolts are tight, the top and bottom. I'm gonna bring my camera over. Next, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the brake pads in. This is what I was saying, you could do the brake pads without removing the bracket and caliper all the way out. You can just stick your brake pads in just like that, and you do the same thing in the back. There you go. And once you have that, you can put a little bit of grease on both edges of the pads. Hold on. And then you take your caliper. Alright, so you take your caliper. I had to compress a little bit more, that's why I wasn't going in. And make sure, I don't need it, I done it. You put the caliper pin on the top up, and then you lock up the number 14 nice and tight. And that's it. That's how you do brakes on a 2008 Maxima rear brake pads.